Jason, will Giannis get like the primary assignment on Melo tonight? He's been taking all these tough forwards. I take it that's just another step in his progression, maybe.
Yeah, everybody's going to have a chance. You're talking about one of the best players in the game, so
Yeah.
everybody will have a chance to guard him. Giannis, Jabari, whoever's on the floor at that position.
What has Giannis done to get better at defending? Is it he's not fouling? What have you guys worked on with him?
I think one is his effort, on the court and off the court, working during practice, and then coming back at night, spending time with the coaches, talking basketball, watching film. So he's doing all the little things too, as much as doing the big things.
Okay, what's your impression of Jabari Parker 10 games into his career?
He's a rookie, and so for him, he's doing a lot of things for us. He had a stretch there where he had a couple double-doubles. We all know he can put the ball in the basket. Defensively, he's learning a different scheme. So right now, 10 games in, he's still a rookie and will be for the rest of the games too. So, for us, it's helping him understand time and score. Understand different scenarios of how defenses are playing him, and for him to digest all that.
On the defensive end, how have you felt about his progression there?
He's getting better, because we've had him playing the 4-3 and back to the 4. So I thought last game out he was a lot better at the 4.
Jason, considering those some low expectations for this young team, how happy are you where you guys are, 500 team right now?
Well, we're growing, and no matter how many wins or how many losses, the process is about getting better when we take the floor, and that's in practice and also during the games. And so, 10 games in, we're competing, we're playing hard, we're paying attention to the small details. We're learning lessons from game one of understanding what it means to switch, understanding how to take care of the ball. We had 28 turnovers, so we've seen a lot in 10 games. We've won some, we've lost some, but understanding the big picture is a process to get better, and these kids have.
How important do you think it is for a young team like that for them to see some success? Guys who went through a tough year last year.
I think it's always good to win. I think John Madden said a long time ago, winning is the best deodorant. And so, being able to feel good, the bumps and bruises go away. But I think for this group, for the guys who were here last year going through what they went through, winning early and understanding a lot of these guys being 500 right now, they weren't, ever there last year. So they're excited. But this, how to handle it, how to continue to keep being professional, and how to get better. So it's all good stuff.
On the defensive end, what have you seen the way the young players have learned your defensive schemes and principles and applied them?
Well, I think for a young group, they've picked it up pretty quickly. But the biggest thing is you can see the trust in one another. We talk about individual defense, but at the end of the day, it's about team defense. And with Larry being the anchor of that, he's done a really good job. I think the trust factor has grown since training camp, and 10 games in, guys trust that there's going to be a teammate there to help them.
How odd is these 2 days here for you, facing the last team you played with, guys Carmelo, you were teammates with, and then tomorrow going to Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think it's great. Seeing Melo, Jr. Helping Fish. I think for Coach, he has 2 stars, 2 guys who can help. Understanding the triangle is going to take some time, but you can see that they're growing and going in the right direction. So I think it's great, and being a teammate of those guys, understanding, helping those guys win. I don't know how many games we won, but getting to the second round, and I'm feeling like we had a chance to do something special. So it's good to see those guys still playing at a high level and having a new coach.
Hey, Derek Fisher's experiencing the same thing you did last year, this time leaving the court, now becoming a coach first year. What are some of the things he's going through, do you think, taking over as a head coach?
I think it's hard. It's hard. It's a challenge because you don't have the uniform on. You can't get involved in the play. You can't anticipate a steal. You're trying to relay a message to the 5 guys on the floor, and then just not the 5 guys, but the guys that are on the bench. Hopefully that they're paying attention to execute and to execute the game plan. And I think sometimes we all want it to happen overnight, but there's a process to it. and it takes time. And at the end, if you're holding that championship trophy, 5 years from now, you probably will enjoy, the start of this journey. And I think Derek is doing a wonderful job.
Jason, tomorrow night, obviously, it's going to be Brooklyn. Is it a little awkward and, with the fans, and what do you expect from the fans?
I can only think about the Knicks right now, so.
Jason, what about
Should have known
Dudley?
that was coming.
Jason, what about Dudley in the lineup? You stay with that lineup? So I do get back to my lineup.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I change it all the time. So.
No, but I mean, same as Miami.
We'll go with Chris. Chris does come off the bench. And
does come off. Okay, well, good. That was my question. I mean, I know you kind of liked him in there because he's a veteran, but Chris. Just talk about both of those guys and what kind of the decision is.
Well, I think for Duz is playing great for us. Again, if you look at as a whole, we're not making shots. Duz, is very capable of making shots. Chris gave us a little spark there in that second. Yeah. He got hurt, so for me, I was going to give Chris another chance at the starting position. But again, I'm quick to change it. At halftime, I would never. So. Right. I think also that second group, when Duz played with the second group, he was very effective, so we'll see how that goes tonight.
I take it you don't want to dilute that second group. It's been so effective. I mean, that's on your mind when you're making changes.
Yeah, the second group has been really good for us, so, no matter what, I don't really want to mess up that, the chemistry with that second group.
You've been going so deep in the rotation. Occasionally guys like Henson or Walters have been left out a couple times. Do you talk to them about that at all, or is it just kind of assumed everyone's got to be ready on any night?
First rule here is to be ready. Everybody has a chance to play. And so if you're going to play or put on a uniform, you have a chance to help a team win. And so sometimes it's not going to be 35 minutes. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 8. But you have an effect to help your teammates, but also help the team win.
Jason, was there anything, especially that year where you were with the Knicks and some of those last years with Dallas, you obviously played a little bit off guard, a little bit. And Carmelo, that year you were in New York, you played a lot of 4, which seems maybe to save his legs a little bit, not have to chase the threes. You didn't have to chase around point guards as much. When you start getting into the later stages of your career, how much does that help you to be productive on the offensive side of the ball, kind of just save that side of it?
Well, Melo can't be old. He's young. But I think when you talk about positions, it's about being a basketball player. So when you get basketball players on the floor who know how to play, naming or labeling them 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 is out the window. You go with the guys who can gel. So Melo playing the 3, 4, the 5. He's a basketball player and he's going to compete to help his team win. So I think no matter at what age, he's always going to be a scorer, and he's always going to compete to try to win.
Most importantly, Jason, how many rounds of golf have you gotten in since moving to Milwaukee?
A couple, but that ended a long time ago. As you guys can see, it's nice and warm here today. So welcome to Milwaukee.
I know you mentioned you have the Knicks tonight, but I guess is there any level of excitement going back to Brooklyn tomorrow? Is it,
It's NBA City. So, that's it. But the big thing right now is I'm in Milwaukee prepared for the Knicks. So tomorrow you can ask me that question.